Hi, this is Tracy from PoppyLady.com, which is an unsponsored review and tip website that is run from tips from people like you. So if you have any tips that make your life easier, please send them to me so that I can share them. Today I want to talk about some of my favorite laundry and stain tips that I've received. So one of my favorite ways to go green is to buy used baby clothes and sell our baby clothes after we outgrow them and invest in pieces that last a long time for myself over years. So in order to do both of those things well, you have to take good care of your clothes to keep them in good condition. And so let's talk about first some of my favorite stain removing tips. So this is a Fels Naphtha and the Laundress stain brush. And these are awesome for just regular stains. This is the best stain bar that I've found. You wet it and then scrub it into a stain. Scrub it in, you can reheat a few times. There we go, a little out there. I'm gonna scrub it. It's already lifted up quite a bit. And if it's a pretty well set in stain, you can lay it out in the sun for an hour or two, and the sun really helps to lighten the stain as it dries. A stain that's more grease or food based, I love Blue Dawn. You can just use a few drops, do the same thing, wet it, scrub it with the brush, and you probably will want to lay that one out in the sun, and that really helps to take care of the stains before you end up washing them. The next item I love is the Laundress's sweater comb. So all of my sweaters, as soon as I start wearing them for just an hour, it seems like they just end up pilling everywhere. So this is really great. You just hold one side of the sweater firm and then scrape it across in pretty steady motions. And all of those little balls of pilling will come off here, and you just keep repeating until you finish the whole sweater. It can be kind of meditative, which is nice. The next thing is for anything that you need to wash in the sink. So 99% of our laundry we end up using in the washing machine, but for certain knits, like we have these Misha and Puff really cute pants, and swimsuits, usually I almost always hand wash. If I have a wash running that's hand wash, I'll add my bra if it's time to wash it, but you basically fill up the sink with water, and then you can use, this is Forever New, this is my favorite wash. So once you have a good amount of water in there, you can use the regular wash, or if you have baby clothes, I love their new baby line. There's unscented and cotton scent, and I like cotton scent a lot better. It smells good. And Cone has sensitive skin, but it doesn't seem to bother it. So you just add 1 tablespoon of the wash to the water and then let it soak. You can agitate it a little bit, then you're gonna squeeze out the excess water. And Martha Stewart showed me this trick, not personally, but she shared it. You're gonna lay out the towel flat and then lay your item out. You never wanna wring your items because that creates stress on the fabric and thread. So then you're gonna roll it up like a burrito and squeeze out the water. You can kind of tap it. And then if you have a drying rack, or if you want to lay it flat on another drier part of the towel, you lay those flat and then they'll come out looking like new as if you dry clean them. Usually for bigger sweaters, I just bring them to the dry cleaner because it's a mess to try to do your own sweaters. One other of my favorite traveling tips is to use the Forever New little travel size, and I keep it in my DOP kit. And swimsuits, if you don't really wash them with some kind of fabric wash after you use them, the chlorine and salt starts to eat away at the elastic. So after you go through all of the work to find a suit, which is not easy, and you pay the money and you finally are feeling like you look good, this was my favorite suit for years, and I didn't wash it the last few times I used it and the elastic is broken. So I can no longer use it. But to prevent that from happening with my new suit, I'll fill the hotel tub with water, do the same thing, either a packet of this or a tablespoon of the wash. Let it soak for 3 to 5 minutes, rinse it out, then do your kind of not completely wringing it out, but pulling out the excess water, towel dry it, and hang it to dry, and that really helps keep the integrity of your swimsuit. The last method I want to talk about is machine washing, which is how I do 99% of our laundry. So one important thing to keep in mind when you're washing with the machines is to not wash your delicates with anything with a zipper or buttons, because they cause little holes in all of your clothing. So if you have mystery holes, that's probably the culprit. So for example, I'll wash my delicate clothes, our baby blankets, sports clothing. I'll wash my bras in a mesh bag. That's really important because they have little hooks in them. And you can, if you have really delicate clothing like the Kiki pants, you can actually put the whole item in a mesh bag and have a bunch of mesh bags, which are really cheap from Amazon. So one other thing is if you don't have visible soil on the outside, you can turn your clothes inside out and that prevents the print from fading. So I'll toss all of those together and then I'm going to wash it in my washing machine, cold cycle, delicate cycle, and I'm going to use 1 tablespoon of my Forever New cotton scented wash. That complies with Prop 65, so it's really natural and organic ingredients, and it can be used in high efficiency washing machines. So we'll wash that one. Cohen has sensitive skin, but he does fine with the cotton scent, and I prefer that one over the unscented. But if your baby has really sensitive skin, you can do the unscented. Then I usually tumble dry all of our clothes on low, and I love these Trader Joe's wool dryer balls. They reduce the amount of drying time, which reduces the amount of exposure to the heat, and that helps your clothing maintain their integrity. So I hope that these laundry tips help. I'm very curious to know if you've tried any of them, if they've worked for you, or if you have any other tips or stain removing techniques that I've missed. So thank you so much for watching. Please drop a comment below if you have any thoughts, and I hope you have a great day.